Okay, dear students, today we are talking about the scope and career opportunity in data science. My dear students, this data science is a kind of a buzzword right now you are listening to. So now, see, first of all, before going ahead, let me share the one news which Mukesh Ambani have told us that Mukesh Ambani terms data as the new oil to fuel the fourth industrial revolution. So, and now see what is the position of Reliance in the world. And he was very much true that they have started collecting the data, and India is a very, I would say, huge population. And with that population, what amount of data he is having, and now that is going to solve the purpose. Now, in the similar way, I would like to take you to the few things. The first of all, let's see what is happening around the world. So, my dear students, the total population is somewhere around 7.75 billion, and out of that, the unique mobile phone users are 5.19 billion. Among that, 4.54 billion are the internet users, and out of that, 3.80% those who are using the various social media sites, whether it is Facebook is there, or Twitter is there, or YouTube is there, or there are so many other social media sites. Now, see what is the growth we are having in this digital platform. Approximately 1.1% the growth has been reported from January 19 to January 20. That means 82 million. Unique mobile phone user growth is 2.4%. Internet user growth is somewhere around 7%. That is 290 million. And active social media users are 321 millions. Now look at the scenario about with respect to the India. So in India, the total population we are assuming that is 1.37 billion. Out of that, 1.06 billion people, those who are having the active mobile phone connections, and out of that, somewhere around 687.6 million people are the internet user, and 400 million people those who are using active social media sites. And the people who are using this social media sites, they are spending somewhere around 6 or 30 minutes onto the internet. 2 hour 24 minutes, out of that 2 hour 24 minutes, they are using the social media. 3 hour 4 minutes, they'll be watching television, that through the Netflix and other streaming sites. Then they will be the listening the music to the streaming services, approximately 1 hour 53 minutes, and using a gaming console somewhere around 1 hour and 21 minutes. Now see, now I'm going to summarize it. As I've already told you that 687.6 million people are the internet users. That is the 50% of the total population somewhere. Annual growth is somewhere around 23%. I'm talking about with respect to India. That is 128 millions. And the total time they are spending at the average is 6 hours, 30 minutes onto the internet. Now, the adoption of digital innovation. This, when I'm talking about the adoption of digital innovation, that means the people of India, this is with respect to India I'm talking about, that they are using voice search or voice command each month on any device, that is 54%. So these are some like the new age technologies platforms where the users are moving, whether I'm talking about using of Siri or Alexa at our homes, or watching the TV through Netflix, or owning some of the like smart devices at our home, and owning some form of cryptocurrency. So this is the percentage we have just got this data. Now look at, you have seen that when we are spending, say when we are spending say 687 million people, they are spending 6 hours 30 minutes at the average daily onto the internet. Look at the volume of data generated because of that only. Now when I'm saying the volume of data generated, the volume of data, how the volume we are generating, as I have told you that nowadays we are moving towards using the sensors or any smart home device we are using. That means we are using sensors, like it is a Fitbit. So through Fitbit we are collecting your data of your heart rate, how you are going for walking, how much cycling you are doing. So this is the simplest form of data we are collecting through the sensor. I'm sure that there are so many other sensors which are working into this IT area, but just I'm taking a very small example, that is the sensor. The second one is through social media sites, through text. When we are searching anything onto the say Google Map, we are accessing the location. We are posting so many images onto the Facebook. We are posting videos onto the Facebook as well as onto the YouTube's, Instagram. So many things we are posting at every point of time. Audio files we are also like uploading, and there are server and network logs. So these are the various sources from where the data is being collected to the servers. This is a huge amount of data which we are getting onto the internet. Then coming to, let's talk about the three V's of the big data. Now between data and big data, a very hairline difference is there. So when I'm talking about the data to big data, so big data means the analysis volume resources, as I was talking about, the velocity, the large amount of data streaming it at a great speed. You won't believe that in 60 seconds how much data we are uploading to the internet in terms of like posting onto the Facebook, searching onto the Google sites, or say watching searching anything onto the Google Map, and or you are uploading any video onto the YouTube or any other app. So this is the velocity, a large amount of data that is streaming at a great speed. The third thing which I am talking about is the variety. So the variety, that in terms of your server logs, networking logs, or we can say like the images you are posting. There are the data is being posted in the terms of text, video, images. So when we are collecting this data onto a single platform, then we call it structured, unstructured, or semi-structured data. There are three formats of the data: structured, unstructured, and semi-structured. Now, again, before moving ahead to get into the definition of what the data science is, just one more thing I would like to tell you, that before 1990 or somewhere nearby to 90, the earlier business tools that has been developed in order to analyze the data, they were only built to analyze the data that is structured in the form, that is the data which is provided in the tabular form, or it is a unique kind of data, whether it is an image format only or it is a video format only. But nowadays, as I've already told you, that there are various sources of the data that we are collecting, that we call it an unstructured data. So when we are moving from this collection of the data that is structured one to unstructured data, that means we will be requiring new algorithms to solve this unstructured data. So the incapability of simple business intelligence tools and solution to process huge volume and the variety of the data, then we require more complex and advanced analytical tools and algorithms for processing, analyzing, and in order to draw the meaningful insight out of it. So now what is data science? So my dear student, data science is to derive valuable knowledge for the business from the data in order to make the better decision. This is a very simple term I'm going to define over, that data science is to derive valuable knowledge for the business from the data in order to make better decisions. As I've already told you, from where we are collecting the data, what is the amount of data, what is the type of data that I'm talking about, unstructured data. Now, when we know that the volume of data is more, data is in the form of unstructured. Now, how to derive the valuable knowledge? When I'm talking about derivation of the valuable knowledge, that is for the business purposes. So this is what about is data science. So now, what is the domain expertise and scientific method? So the data scientists collect data, explore, analyze, and visualize it. So they are also applying various mathematical and statistical model to find the pattern and solution in the data. Now, when I'm saying, but before analyzing, the data is to collect and to explore. When I'm saying collecting the data and exploring the data, so my dear student, just to understand that this is the phase which is consuming most of the time of data science scientist, and this time is approximately 70% of the total time. So this we call it a data wrangling, where we are collecting the data and exploring the data. Then coming to the analysis part. Again, now data analysis can be divided into three parts. One we call is a descriptive. So in this descriptive data, so basically we are studying a data set to decipher the detail. So here the descriptive is, that means we are talking about the existing data sets. And in existing data set, what has happened? What was the information about that data? That we call it a descriptive analysis. Then if we are creating some model on the basis of the existing data set and to predict outcome and the behavior in order to utilize that decision into the business, then we call it a predictive. And when we drive some information, when we drive some useful conclusion out of that, and that useful conclusion is being used to suggest some action for a given situation using the collected information, then we call it a prospective data analysis. So we can say the data science, it is a combination of multiple discipline, including business statistics and programming, that intends to extract meaningful insights from the data by running controlled experiment similar to the scientific research. So let me take you to what is the day looks like for a data scientist. The very first task of a data scientist is to have some business problem, to have some question for which we are trying to find out the answer. So the first part is, the first job work for a data scientist start with a question mark. Question mark could be a business problem, could be a problem which we are trying to find out the answer. Say for example, I'm posting a question that how many users are like coming onto the Amazon website to search for a pair of shoes. This is a question. So when this is a question, and why I am collecting this data, you know very well that lots of the retail websites are using this kind of data in order for their marketing strategies. Like when you are searching anything, a pair of shoes onto the Google data, then suddenly you feel that onto your Facebook or onto your Twitter, onto your mailboxes, a lots of data, a lots of marketing campaign starts coming into it. So when we start with our problem with the business question, then next question is, the next task is to collect the data in order to find out the answer to that particular question. And when we collect the data, so the data, when we collect this data, so the next part is data wrangling. When I'm saying data wrangling, in data wrangling, as I've already told you, that 70% of the time we are consuming onto the data wrangling part only. When we are consuming 70% of the time, what we do in that? See, as I've already told you, the data is in the form of unstructured. The data is in the form of unstructured. Now, in order to make that data useful for us, I need to work some pre-processing tasks. What are those pre-processing tasks? These pre-processing tasks could be cleansing of the data. When I am saying cleansing of the data, say say you are filling a form, and in that form, some of the students are filling the date of birth, say 14th August 1976. Some they are putting 14.08.96. So 1976. Somebody are writing August, 14, 1976. So this is how like we are putting the data into the various form. So to clean the data, how to write down the date into a single format, this is one task. Second task is sometimes somebody would not like to reveal their date of birth. That means that column will be empty in data set. That data set, how to fill that blank column? One aspect. Similarly, suppose now you are into a school in your class, and in your class, say you are collecting the height of the students. So while collecting of the students, see some of the students are not putting up the height. That means that entry will be blank. When I'm saying that entry will be blank, that means how to fill that data. Are we going to use that row or not? Are we leaving that row or not? Or what we are going to do with that missing entry? So there are lots of questions which are in this data wrangling part, we need to find out the answer. Sometimes we need to create lots of column from a single column. We need to create lots of information from a single column. That we call it a feature generation. So there are so many things which we are doing in this data wrangling part. Once we close with this part, then next part is whether we are moving towards the machine learning algorithms or we are applying some existing mathematical or statistical model in order to get the information. The next, once we decide this statistical and mathematical model, the next task is the data visualization we are preparing. See, because we know that in order to like sending a report to my say the manager or the CEO of the business component, so we need to present that information into a very suitable form. So that we call data visualization. We prepare the data reports and we prepare certain data product. So this is just I'm describing what a day looks like in a data scientist life. Now, what are the basic skills that we require to be a data scientist? I'm sure most of the students are having this question in their mind that they want to become a data scientist. Then what kind of skills they want to have? So in order to be a data scientist, the very first thing that you are going to understand the data structure. So in order to become a data science, first of all, that you should be opting for any one course, whether you are going for a BCA, Bachelor of Computer Application into Data Science, or you are going to join BSc, that is Bachelor of Science into a Data Science, or you are going to join, say, BTech Data Science. So these are the various courses which you can join. So in each and every course, there is a subject, we call it a data structure. So in this data structure, so you need to understand the data structure. When I'm saying you need to understand data structure, the data structure, very layman terms you can understand, how we are storing our data. Whether the data we require, the storage of data in the terms of say hierarchical structure, or it is in the sequential manner. So all these aspects we are looking at over here. The next task that you should know, interpretation and wrangling of the data. That means you should know various feature engineering techniques. So when I'm saying feature engineering technique or data cleansing techniques, so here you need to apply lots of statistical and mathematical methods. In mathematics, you should be able to know the probability, statistics, and linear algebra. These are the three very, I would say, broad line subject you should learn to be a data scientist. Then you should have some kind of a good skill to visualize the data that that you can communicate with the stakeholder. In order to visualization, there are very good libraries available like Cbun library is there in Python, matplotlib is there in Python. In R there are so many libraries, plot library libraries are there. In Tableau there are so many tools you can visualize the data, and in addition to that, you should have some good programming language. The language can be your R, language can be Python. So these are the two most prominent language which we are discussing nowadays with respect to the data scientist. And top of that, you should be a very good team player, because data scientist, to be a data scientist is a job that you should know how to work in a team. This is one of the most important aspect of it. Then these are some of the requirements you should meet while to be a data scientist. Then you can go for a Python statistics, wherein parameter estimation, regression, Bayesian analysis you are going to learn. You need to learn R statistic, where parameter estimation, hypothesis testing, regression, clustering, best estimator. So my dear student, I know that these are the terms which you may not know right now, but I'm just creating a platform for you people, that so that you will able to know that these are the things which you need to learn right now. Then next one is data science using R, wherein you are going to learn supervised learning, naive-Bayes, random forest, artificial neural network. Then in Python with data science, NumPy. So all these are the library. You are going to learn data wrangling, matplotlib, as I was talking about, pandas, ARIMA. ARIMA is a statistical model, again, in order for the forecasting. Then AI and deep learning with TensorFlow. You can be a gradient descent, TensorFlow, autoencoders. So all these are the library which you are going to learn under this banner. And Tableau, which I was talking about, it is a very important tool in order to learn the graphical visualization, clustering, and forecasting. So these are the few things which you need to know to be a data scientist. Now the next question comes. So far now we have learned that why the data science is, why we require data science in in today's world, what data science is, what are the skill set you require to be data science. The next question comes, why to study data science. So when I'm trying to find out the answer of why to study data science, that means first of all I should know that what are the various applications of data science. So when I'm talking about application, so my dear students, the data science is having enormous application in social network platforms, in search engine, healthcare, finance sector, public sector, digital services, data products, and information driven applications. Some of the application I would like to show over here. See how we are using the information from the social network platforms. Now this is a LinkedIn website, and onto LinkedIn website, say this is the data of a John Doe, who is a data scientist working in a New York City. So what information I'll be capturing from this profile? First of all, the profile information I can capture. How many groups he is having the membership? What are those groups? I'll be getting this information over here. Then what is the location where he is having right now? I can capture this information. Who are the members in the connection? I can capture this information. And what are the posts he is liking? As I was talking to you. Now suppose you are liking a post of say any mobile phone. So that means that data can be captured by the retail websites. They came to know that nowadays you are searching for some mobile that can be used for the digital marketing campaign. So once we collect all these data points, we can apply the just hold on. We can apply in this information with respect to the data analysis algorithms, and we can create some information for digital services and data products. So this can be utilized in this way. Then coming to how we are utilizing the data science knowledge with respect to the search engine. You must have observed that while searching onto the Google, then when you are typing some word data, then automatically it is suggesting some of the word. Are you searching for data science? Are you searching for data scientist? Are you searching for data scientist salary? Are you searching for data structure? So how this search engine is going to auto complete these words. So, my dear student, so basically behind this, there are lots of machine learning algorithms which are working onto it. So they are, what are the influential factor? Query volume. When I'm saying query volume, that how many persons are searching data science in a day. Depending upon the word data science comes first, then comes data scientist, then third word data scientist, and fourth word data structure. So depending upon the query volume, depending upon the geographical location, depending upon the keyword matches onto the web, and some scrubbing and then appropriate content. So we are generating lots of information by applying lots of data science algorithm onto it. So look at this, how this Google engine is fast. Fast and real-time analytics is made possible by modern and advanced infrastructure tools and technology. So this is how we are using data science into the search engine. Then how we are using this data science into the healthcare? As I was talking about that, I'm not saying everybody, but some of them definitely you will be using the Fitbits or some let's say wearable device. So this wearable, through this wearable device, we can call it a sensor. We are capturing the data. When we are capturing the data through this IoT gateway, that could be there are, I would say, so many Arduino, Raspberry Pi. There are so many other platform where we can collect this data. Then we are collecting this data onto enterprise infrastructure. When I'm saying enterprise infrastructure, that means various storage devices, processor, server. Nowadays, even now we are moving from this like hardware infrastructure onto the cloud structure, wherein like company are not having their inbuilt infrastructure. They are taking the infrastructure onto the rent. That means cloud I am talking. Now, once we collect the data, then we are applying onto the data analytics. That means the data science algorithm here I am applying. And then through a mobile dashboard, I am getting lots of information. Like you might be using Google Fit. So look at the Google Fit. How you can like sync that Google Fit with your wearable device. And that Google Fit is going to give you the analyzed data that from the past 15 days, how many kilometers you have walked, how many kilometers you did the cycling. Sorry. So in this way, you are collecting the data. Then data science into the finance. Say now you would like to go for a loan. You are applying for a loan. Now when I am applying for a loan, the loan could be for house, the loan could be for your business, loan could be for your school education, loan could be for vehicle. So when I am applying onto some loan application portal, and when this loan application portal, when they are transferring the data onto this data analytics platform, then this data analytics platform is going to collect lots of information about me, like the credit report, credit history, approved amount, what is the risk. Now, when I'm saying risk, so that means how they will be calculating the risk. So, what is my income, monthly income? What is my background? Since how long I have been into the service? What is my background in terms of financial? So all this information they are collecting, and after analyzing all this information, they make decision whether my loan application is approved or it is being denied. So this is another application into of the data science. Now even the government websites are also using lots of data in order to give us the report. Look at the COVID website. So they people are collecting the data from various hospitals. Even Arogya Setu app is also collecting lots of data. So by collecting the lots of data, they are presenting a picture before you that this much these are the number of cases which are coming in a day. These are the number of cases coming in a district or a state or a country. So otherwise, lots of other indicator dashboard, health dashboard is there, labor employment dashboard is there, transport. So this is the Government of India website wherein they are putting up all the data. So what is the real challenge? So the real challenge is The data quality does not come from the state standard. Data integration, again, it's a complex task. Data is distributed to a large cluster. So most of the data is unstructured and semi-structured. So from this, is data science hard? Now the question arises in all of our mind, is data science hard? So my dear student, well, it is not a very easy piece also. To be a data scientist, you should be very good. I have already told you that you should be very good in mathematics. You should be able to understand the domain with respect to that question. Initially, to have started with, what is the day of a scientist? The day of a scientist. The day of data scientist start with a business problem. So when I am saying the day of a data scientist start with a business problem, that means we should be having some knowledge about that business domain. Then some mathematics knowledge we should have, some programming knowledge we should have. And my dear student, if you will acquire such kind of knowledge, then data science is not a hard thing to learn. But again, it is not a very easy piece that some of the website you must have heard that learn data science in 24 hours, learn data science in a month. I'm sure that nobody is giving you this like things that you will be expert in data science in a month or in hours. It is a continuous learning task. We are also learning, everybody is learning into data science. Every day new algorithms, new libraries are coming up, new challenges are coming up. The day is not the same every day. Every day the day is being changed. When the day changes, lots of other business questions are coming up. When lots of different new business questions are coming up, that means daily the new task we are performing. But yes, the basic knowledge definitely play a very good work over there. Just what is the good career? Now I have told you that what are the various applications of the data sciences. Now why we should choose data science as a career? So why I'm saying look at the industrial growth. 28% the industrial growth is like represented by the data scientist job in 2020. 2.7 million new jobs are being created in 2020. Data scientist annual salary. Look at this. This is the source. I have collected this from the Glassdoor. That minimum it is 4.5 LPA, average it is 10 LPA, and at the max it can go up to 18 lakhs per annum. These are some of the companies: EY, Amazon, LinkedIn, Microsoft, Amazon Express, Mastercard. They are like hiring the data scientists. So and beyond this, you can even have a fair chance of doing freelance work. Lots of freelancing work is there for data scientists. So you can do freelancing and you can earn approximately $100 to $200 per hour to be a data scientist. There are the various job roles, very airline differences there. Data architect that develops data architect to effectively capture, integrate, organize, and centralize and maintain the data. Whereas data analysis, process, interpret. Now here it process and interpret the data to get actionable insights. Whereas the job of data scientist is to analyze once the data volume and velocity reaches a level requiring a sophisticated technical skill. In case of data engineer, it plays major role. It also develop, test, maintain data structure, architecture to keep the data accessible and that is ready for the analysis. These are the few job role with respect to the data science is there into the industry. You can choose any one of them. A very hairline difference as I was talking about. So for a data scientist, should be like business administration, and you should be know what the various exploratory data analysis techniques. And to be a data scientist, along with the exploratory data analysis, you should be having some knowledge of machine learning algorithm and data product engineering. Again, few differences I have quoted over here. That data scientists should be familiar with the technology like MySQL and Hive, whereas a data analyst should be familiar with data warehousing, business intelligence, in-depth analysis of SQL. All data scientists should have a basic knowledge on Python, Java, and job development that may be like MapReduce, and should have a strong base. Whereas in case of data analysis, they should have a strong base onto this MapReduce and Impala or cascading. So these just a very small things which I am just trying to understand with respect to differentiation data scientist and data analysis. Now, if data science know R, then it acts as an added advantage along with mathematics, statistics, and data mining. So, and in case of data analyst, they should know the difference tool that will enable transforming the source data to analytic data sets. Additional skills you will be requiring Mahout, Bayesian and clustering, and here the able to take business decision and take critical business picture for the real time. So just a hairline difference I would like to create between data scientist and data analyst. Just I'm giving you a picture which I have collected from Indeed or from Naukri.com, that the minimum salary, as I already told you, it is somewhere around 4.40 per annum. Average salary for the fresher. For data analyst, for data scientist, it will be a more, but for data analysis, it is somewhere around 5.81. Accenture, the minimum it is 6.33, Myntra 7.98, Tata Consultancy Service 4.8, Capgemini, IBM. So just I am giving you this certain indicating figures which we have collected from the Glassdoor. What could be the salary range for a data analyst? And I am sure it all depends on your caliber also. If you have more caliber, then you can go beyond 12 lakhs per annum as well. There's a scenario of USA, it is $60,000 annual pay salary for data analyst, and for data science, it is $1,18,000 per annum. That could be the annual pay salary for a data scientist. Few international companies like Nutanix, Facebook, Wiser Apps, Google, Nutanix, IQVIA, Pexta. So all these are the companies which are recruiting the data scientists. Just a reference. So with this word, I hope that I am able to do justice and I am able to give you the glance that starting from what data science is, why this data science is nowadays buzzword, what are the various application of data science, and what are the various career, what are the various job roles we can have, and what could be the salary package with respect to the data science. So my dear students, now I am open for the question and answer. Thank you very much. So the first question I am taking from Prince Sharma. Prince Sharma is asking that why has data become so important nowadays? So dear student, so basically as I already told you that, see, approximately 6 or 30 minutes we are daily spending onto the internet. When we are spending onto the internet, either we are searching something or we are posting onto the Facebook, or we are posting video onto the Facebook. So now lots of financial companies, healthcare sector, when we are having this huge amount of data, then the next question is how to derive the useful information out of this data. You must have observed that, say on Amazon website or say Flipkart, you try searching something. Say suppose now you would like to try for say you want to buy a laptop. When you will search a laptop query onto Amazon website or Google search or Facebook, anywhere you would like to search, then what the marketing companies do, they collect this information, and by collecting this information, they will able to know that this particular person at this particular geographical location, I was telling you that through this geographical location, they are accessing the data. So by getting this information, they will be posting lots of advertisement campaign onto your media, whether it is your mail is there, advertisement there in your Facebook, then there are lots of advertisements start coming onto the your portal. So this is how people are using the data for the useful information. In the similar way, nowadays we are having Arogya app. Through various testing lab, we are putting up the data onto the portal. When we are putting up the data onto the portal, that means the government of India is able to know that how many number of cases are being generated at a particular location. Why we are generating this data? Because out of generation of this data, the government of India or the administration will able to know that this much infrastructure, this much healthcare professional will be required at this particular location, so that they can manage the situation. So this is how, and this is why the data is so important nowadays. The second question, which is coming from Nazia Khan, that what will be my responsibility if I join a data science firm? So, Nazia, when you join a data science firm, see your responsibility that can start from understanding a business problem. Once you understand the business problem, your task is to find out the answer for that business problem. As I've already told you, now suppose you are being posted a data scientist into a say, insurance company. Then in insurance person, with respect to his age, his or her age, with respect to his working profile, with respect to his healthcare profile. So all this data you are collecting with respect to a particular location. So with respect to particular location, you can collect that data. Once you collect the data, then you can easily define what could be the premium for this particular person. This is I'm talking about a particular person. In the similar way, now suppose you would like to, nowadays insurance companies are also working calculating the live premium. When I'm saying live premium, now see here, I am having a car, I'm deriving a car into say Bangalore city or say Pune city or into a Chandigarh city. I'm also paying a premium, say yearly premium, say 15,000, and somebody who is driving the car into a hilly area. So which one is at more risk in terms of wear and tear? Obviously, the people, those who are driving that vehicle into a some hazardous situation, we can say, or the situation which is more prone to accident. So premium for that particular vehicle should be more than that. So how to collect the data with respect to that particular geographical location? How to analyze that data? There are lots of algorithms you need to understand. And by understanding those algorithms, then through programming, either through Python or through R, you are going to apply those algorithms onto that data set. And we can, your job is to drive some useful information from that data set, and that information derived, like followed by a decision which you are going to tell your company that I have collected this information. On the basis of this information, this could be the decision for this particular aspect. So this could be your okay. What are the benefits of the data science? I am not able to understand benefit. You want to ask in terms of salary, that I already told you. Data science jobs are, I mean to say, very important nowadays. Lots of salary range, good salary range is there. Every company is recruiting data science scientists. So you can be very, it's a good, it's a very good career opportunities are there in this data science. Can I join a data science degree if I pursue commerce and arts in +2? Yes, Mr. Bright, definitely you can join a data science degree. But in that case, you can go for, say, a BCA, the Bachelor of Computer Application into Data Science. iNurture, where I am serving in this organization. So iNurture is basically having lots of its program throughout the India. We are having lots of university and industry partners where we are offering these courses: BCA Data Science, BTech Data Science, and BSc Data Science. You can explore these university, and you can join BCA Data Science. Next question is from Arthi Pradhan, that can you tell us about the current trend in data science market? What is the next big thing in the data science? So, dear student, I have already told you that the next big thing I am talking about, every point of time we are collecting the data. Lots of new algorithms are coming up, and we are trying to make our machine intelligence, whether your automatic vehicle is there, or say your say home appliance is there. When we are trying to make the machine intelligence, or say we are working into, say, artificial intelligence era, then the data, the career opportunity or the scope of data science is going to increase at a huge pace. And definitely the new trends are coming up, and you can join big things. Yes, there are so many big things are happening into the data science. How is a data science different from data analysis? This is a question from Sramli Sen Gupta. So, Sramli, so I have already told you that very hairline difference is there. Basically, data, the job of data analysis is to capture the data and to explore the data through the various visualization techniques. Whereas the data scientist job is much more than that of a data scientist, a data analysis. Here in data scientist, your job work is also to derive some mathematical or statistical model out of that data. And once you devise that mathematical or statistical model, so that the information, we can able to draw information from that data. So data scientist job is, you can understand, it is a superset of data analysis job. How has COVID-19 affected the data science domain? See, if I'm talking about COVID-19 pandemic, it is approximately affecting each and every area. So yes, IT sector is also being affected. But when I'm saying IT sector is being affected, that it is affected in a positive way. See, you must have observed that approximately, whether it is a school education is there or higher education is there, they have move on to the digitization. Nowadays, we are also onto the YouTube. We are doing it this live session. In the similar way, every person, whether it is healthcare professional is there, I'm sure you must have heard about eSanjeevan. So through this eSanjeevan app, you can directly take appointment from a government doctor and you can consult him. So this, otherwise, what we need to do? We need to visit a hospital and we need to take an appointment. And here, with the help of this digitization, we can directly say get consulted to a doctor. So this is how the COVID-19 pandemic changes all of us into the digitization. When we are changing on to the digitization, so the scope of data science is again going to increase. Where I can see myself in 5 year, five data science firm. Okay, you are talking about after joining a data science firm, definitely you can be a data architect, you can be a data scientist therein. And if I'm talking about, I'm very optimistically, if I'm talking about, then you can be at the package of somewhere around 20 to 20, somewhere around 20 lakh per annum. Is there any diploma course also available on for data science? See, so far the diploma course we have not designed, but by the advent of this new education policy, definitely there are some diploma courses is to be designed onto this data science. How can I become a data engineer? So Sonia, in order to become a data engineer, first of all, you should opt for certain kind of course, whether you are opting for, and to be a data engineer, I would suggest you to go for a BTech Computer Science and Engineering along with a data science specialization. Wherein in BTech, you're also going to learn mathematics, you're also going to learn certain courses which are related to this probability and statistical analysis. Programming, you're also going to learn, and there are some management courses you're also going to learn in that BTech. So overall, by doing this BTech course into data science, you can be a very good data engineer. Which are the best data science companies for fresher? I've already told you, LinkedIn is also recruiting, IBM is recruiting, Accenture is recruiting. So almost there are so many companies which are recruiting, and salary, as per the salary is concerned, initially to start with, you can have a package of 4.5 LPA, and more than that, that actually depends. This is I'm talking about very pessimistic. I'm talking about. So the salary range can be more than that. That all depends upon your caliber. The next question is Ashish Dubey. Will the data science field be as important as it is now after 5 years? Definitely. See, as per the various research report, whether it is collected from Glassdoor or it is collected from Gartner, so we are very much hopeful that yes, data science will be very much important after 5 years as well. Which soft skills are necessary for successful career in data science? Soft skill, that means the only one soft skill you require. You should know how to communicate with your stakeholder. Stakeholder means when we are taking question from the business problems, You should able to understand that business problem. And once you design algorithm, once you create information out of that data set, you will be able to communicate that information to the other stakeholder from where you need to give the answer. This is the only thing which you required in terms of soft skill. Sir, does learning one programming language is enough for successful? I hope learning one programming language is enough. You can go for R language, you can go for Python, and anyway, any one language you can learn. Yeah. What is the salary package will I get with data science? Initially, I've told you at the average, somewhere around you can start with somewhere around 4.5 LPA that can go beyond with your experience. Can I expect more than 8 lakhs package? Yes, definitely you can expect, but for that you should create your caliber in such a way that you should be very good in mathematics and statistical analysis. You should able to understand the business problem and can drive into a very good decision solution. Yes, you can be. This was the question from Noin Pa. Yeah. Any more question? Thank you guys for listening me, and hope I'm able to solve your queries. And you people are learning towards this career in data science. Thank you very much.